happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I thought I'd make a quick little gardening video here. I'm over here at Dad's house. It's again Thanksgiving Day. I wanted to just show you the garden, kind of where things are at. I have not been able to get out here for it's been a while, and a lot of it just by the time I get off work, it's been dark. Weekends have been busy as we've been working on getting our house back in Indiana ready to be sold, and that's all kind of coming to pass. So anyway, we got a lot to be thankful for this Thanksgiving. I'm just real thankful to have a place to garden and grow food, just have fun with the kids, with my family. Again, just a lot to be thankful for. So I'll show you where we're at. We had the county came out, or the township. They brought a big load of leaves, and Dad's been working on spreading those leaves for me since we haven't been able to get out here. And hopefully sometime this weekend we'll be able to spend some time out here to kind of help with things, but just take you along and show you what's going on. Well, there it is. This pile was a lot taller. As you can see, Dad's been using a pitchfork to lay out little mounds, try to get everything spread out. We've still got quite a bit more to put out. One of the challenges is that we've had so much rain that leaves are really dense, they're wet, they're heavy, hard to spread. But he's done a lot so far. Some of our plants are hanging on. The kale is still alive. And actually, this is a good time of year. And the cooler temps, the kale is a lot sweeter, because a lot of the starches in the leaves and stuff turn to sugars, and that's kind of like a natural antifreeze. Got some other stuff here that's still persistent. The turnips, though he's gotten most of those out of the ground. Over here on the other side, we've got our garlic, and it's still growing. It really made some progress in the last month as far as developing, but this will die back. It'll go dormant, and then in the spring it'll come back, and then we'll harvest it the end of summer, beginning of fall next year. So it will be interesting to see how that turns out. Got a lot of volunteer stuff growing in here, lettuce and things like that. Speaking of lettuce, they're pretty well done. Spinach. We got the brassicas, kohlrabi, some cabbages. There just wasn't enough time for those to really gain much traction because of how cold it got so quick, and we didn't cover these at all. That would have been another strategy, is use row covers, protect them a little bit. Most everything in the herb bed there is done. The rosemary is still going. Quite a bit of seeds left to get off the basil. As far as this leaf pile, it's about 4 foot tall. was probably a little taller than that when it started out, and a little bit longer. Basically removed this section of the fence for the truck, and you can see its tracks. Dad said the truck actually got stuck, and they had to get a backhoe to pull it out. I can see where it got stuck here, where it actually backed into the garden, and probably made some ruts that are covered by the leaves right now. Had they stayed, you know, right here, it'd probably been okay. So anyway, that's about it on the garden. Again, we've got a lot more area to cover with the leaves. Looking forward to this winter, you know, getting the seed catalogs, going through things, kind of planning out the garden, and, you know, getting ready for next year. Also, the potential of utilizing the greenhouse. I hope to do that this winter. Need to figure out what we want to grow, and really what Dad's really willing to do is he's the primary caretaker out here. But again, just really grateful, really thankful to have this space, be able to do some things that I, you know, wasn't able to do before. And this year was, compared to last year, just as good, if not better, in some respects, especially the tomatoes. So anyway, I hope to continue on here. We'll see how things go, but in the meantime, I hope you guys have a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy time with your family. Enjoy the holiday. Happy gardening. Bye. Well, hey, good afternoon. Welcome back to my little gardening show. We're out at the garden this afternoon. I've got some free time, and the goal today is to get the rest of this, or the majority of this leaf pile, spread out all over the garden. I'm not sure how many leaves that is, but it's a ton, quite a bit, enough to cover the whole garden. Maybe not super thick, but it is going to put a cover mulch over the whole thing. It should. So we're going to try to get this spread out. You know, a lot of you guys that are avid gardeners, you know the advantages of using fall leaves to amend the garden. They're a good source of minerals and just organic matter. You know, most of these trees that these leaves are coming off of have roots that are 15, 20, 30 foot down and able to access minerals that most plants in the garden can't get to. So those minerals are in the leaves. We're effectively or essentially sheet composting these leaves. When it's all said and done, the garden will be covered with couple inches of fall leaves, and that will break down over the course of winter into the spring, and hopefully will suppress a good amount of weeds, at least initially. But then once we start digging a little bit, and once things start getting growing, you know, eventually the weeds will be a little bit of an issue. But we want to get a cover on the soil to protect it from the elements this winter, and to kind of feed the soil food web and ultimately build the soil or grow the soil. So we'll see what we can do. It's going to take a while to get it spread. I've got a little wheelbarrow. I'm using a pitchfork. It's going to take a while to get this all spread out. We may not get it all done today, but it looks like Samuel's going to help. All right, loving that.
I need some gloves, Daddy.
You need some gloves? Well, go to the van. There's some gloves in the back of the van. All right, bud, you ready to get started? All right, let's get started.
We're almost done.
Common theme here. It seems like we've been catching you doing a lot of the work.
Well, this is excellent mulch because it's wet, it won't blow away, it's partially decomposed already, and it'll be easy to work with in the spring.
Oh, look, you came back outside.
You think I could have some hot chocolate?
Have you had any yet? Well, tell one of the girls to make you some.
You want some hot chocolate?
Tell Ruthie or somebody to make you.
Ruthie will make it. So we're about done. This was a huge pile of leaves started out. We've been doing a wheelbarrow load at a time, working at it. Dad obviously had been working at it a couple weeks before we got down here. Had most of this done. We've been dumping piles a couple feet apart, and it looks like we're gonna have enough to cover the majority of the garden. We may be just a little short here, but we can get some other material if that's the case. But Dad's right, this is excellent material. It's already started breaking down. It's damp. It smells like leaf mulch, leaf mold. With it being damp, it's not going to blow away on us, at least not right away. What will be interesting is we get some pretty good winds from the southwest. It seems like they come ripping through here. From the west in general. So it'll be interesting to see if these stay in place or not. They may blow around a little bit, but this side of the garden's real good. We've got that mulch pretty thick. Like I said, we've got enough to cover about 2/3 of this space on this side, so hopefully we'll be able to get some more to get this upper portion. We're going to get some straw to go down through the middle here. We're going to try to mulch the leaves up underneath the rows, these trellises, and then put a thick layer of straw down through here. So, yeah, that's about the extent of it. Again, this will sheet compost over the winter and should suppress a lot of the weeds, and in this spring we'll come back and we'll form up our beds and do some planting and stuff. I am not doing the cover crops like I did last year, and part of that is just we didn't have time.
And they go crazy.
They do kind of go crazy, but we didn't have time to get them in the ground this year. We really needed to get those in the ground in November, like beginning in November at the latest, to give them time to get established. All right, well, we'll get at it. I guess that's it for now. Until next time, happy gardening.
Happy gardening.
Bye.
That's how it's
My fingers are getting numb.